In New York City, it started small 2.5 weeks ago. A few dozen protesters camped out near Wall Street, demonstrating against what they call corporate greed. But it's been growing ever since, with folks from all over the country joining in. And today, the crowds swelled dramatically as labor unions and college students added their voices. Michelle Miller is at the park where it all began. Michelle, what's happening?
Well, the handful of protesters that started this demonstration some 3 weeks ago call it Occupy Wall Street. And with each passing day that they're here, they're gaining momentum and new recruits.
You know, it's time. It's really time.
Mike Mulgrew is president of the United Federation of Teachers.
End the war! Tax the rich!
Which, along with Teamsters, auto workers, and a dozen other unions, joined today's march.
People have had it. They're done with this. They know that the country is headed in the wrong direction.
Show me what democracy looks like!
The addition of organized labor may sharpen the focus of a self-styled movement that up until now was united against what they call corporate greed, but absent clear demands or goals.
Wall Street is responsible for the economic crisis, and they're asking people like me to pay for it. I'm Andrew from Madison, Wisconsin.
Yesterday, we met 24-year-old Andrew Cole, who is out of work and in student loan debt. He took a bus from Madison, Wisconsin to join the 3-week-old protest that began with just a few dozen people.
Where'd you sleep last night?
Right here.
Now hundreds are camping out in this private park just blocks from Wall Street.
There should be some kind of legal or at least a financial reckoning for Wall Street. There should be more bankers in jail.
The protesters have been brought together by Twitter and Facebook. Craig Bethel is from Pittsburgh.
How long can this sustain itself?
This can sustain itself as long as it needs to, because we're completely self-sustainable. We don't rely on the environment around us.
They have a food court, medical unit, and publish a daily newspaper called the Occupied Wall Street Journal.
Where are the jobs that they have created? All they create is money for themselves.
69-year-old Patricia Walsh came from Denver. She protested the Democratic Convention back in 1968.
These kids are right on target about how our country has to change, and they have good hearts.
And Scott, by the look of it, it doesn't appear to be ending anytime soon, and protesters say they will remain here at this small park through winter.
Thanks, Michelle. The protests are spreading. There were demonstrations in more than a dozen cities, including Boston, Baltimore, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle. In some places, there were only a few protesters, but in others, there were several thousand.